Okay. Hi, Jaylene. My name is Lisa Dillon, and I will be serving the Los Angeles area. Los Angeles is obviously, it's a big city, so specific areas at this time, I'm not really sure. I know I'd like to um, definitely give back to the community where I grew up, which is South Central Los Angeles, and it's a lower social economic area, um, mostly minorities. So, Hispanic women and black women, I'd like to be able to help them, be able to give back to them. But I'd also like to serve the community I live in now, which is more of an affluent area, and it's a mixed area of all different types of races and different types of people. So I don't really want to limit my services, but I do know I want to do some type of giving back to the community where I was raised. So why do I want to become a fertility doula? Well, I actually would like to become a full spectrum doula. Um, so I'm looking at different programs on full spectrum, but I thought I'd start off smaller by taking a class where it all begins, which is fertility, and helping women to become pregnant who are maybe having problems. With my first child, it took me about 7 months to get pregnant, and this was before the days of the internet. So I just did a lot of book reading and a lot of well, I mean, we had internet, but it wasn't anything like it is today because this was 23 years ago. Um, so I did a lot of reading and eventually did become pregnant. So I know that a lot of women struggle, and I understand the struggle. I have a couple of friends, more than a few friends, who are now my age and they never had children. And, and I know how much it pains them because they weren't able to experience what it's like to have children in their lives. So that is why I'd like to start off with the fertility doula and then move on to full spectrum. Um, so, where I see myself in 5 years, the 5 year plan. So, that's an awesome question. Right now, I currently work as well, my title is Program District Liaison. And so it's like, well, what the hell is that, right? Some people are always like, well, what do you really actually do? So I say I'm more of like an education and career counselor. I work in a county, a Los Angeles Department of Public Social Services building or government office where we service mostly young women and some men who have children who are on public assistance, who are on welfare, who are receiving cash aid and CalFresh food stamps. And so there's only one of me in my office. The county has 7 regional offices, and there's one of us in each office. So for my particular area, I'm the one who does this particular job. And what I do is I um, provide vocational assessments to my clients based on their results. We then talk about career goals, we talk about educational goals, and then from there, I assist them in becoming gainfully employed, assist them with any barriers they've had with employment, any family issues, child care problems. Um, if they want to go back to school, I help them with that. So that's what I do now. And I love my job. And prior to that, I worked as a social worker for 15 years. I'm sorry. I thought my dog was heaving on my carpet. I'm so sorry. I was going to stop the whole video. Don't do that. Um, I worked for the Department of Children and Family Services as a social worker for 15 years. And so those are the ones that go out and remove children from their homes. And so I got burned out on that, and I became a community college teacher, and I started teaching psychology in community colleges in my area, 3 different colleges actually. And so I do have my master's in psychology, so I was able to teach psychology. I've also taught foster parenting courses because I was a social worker with DCFS. I was qualified to teach foster parenting courses also in community college. Um, they're courses that are mandated if you want to become a state licensed foster parent. Um, I really enjoy teaching. But there's a lot that goes into it. It's kind of like a job that just never stops. And I don't know, I enjoyed the lectures, but it was something about working with the students. A lot of them, community college, they're like just graduated from high school. A lot of them don't know what they want to do with their lives yet because it's not quite a university. Their parents made them go to school, and it was like, I didn't really enjoy that. So I did that for about 5 years, and then now in my current position, I've been doing this about 10 years. So um, I actually want to pivot from my current job. I would like to go into business for myself. I'd like to be able to work for myself. So I would like to have a successful doula practice in 5 years. And then you even mentioned about now that your doula practice is so successful, you're thinking about starting an agency, which is a great idea because, there's only one of us and we can only serve so many people at one time. So an agency is an awesome idea as well. But I would like to very, very much so have a successful doula business, and then maybe even have some other side um, streams of income. I'm also into thinking about opening up an Airbnb business, maybe having some rental properties. I do have one rental property now, aside from my own home, and also thinking about starting a Turo business and having some cars on Turo. So that's my 5 year plan, is basically to be a serial entrepreneur. That is my goal, and to no longer be working my 9 to 5. What do I expect to get out of the class? I expect to learn a lot. Um, I'm not a fertility expert. I know that, in my younger years when I was having my kids, a lot of people used to tell me, oh, you should write a book, because when I decided I wanted to get pregnant and I had my kids, I really, I read a lot of books. I had like every parenting magazine known to man because, like I said, this was pre-internet days. So I learned about health and nutrition, what to eat, what shouldn't eat. Um, I was even telling a lot of women how I got pregnant, how I solved my 7 month, um, uh, 7 months of not being able to get pregnant problem. And I gave a lot of women tips on how I got pregnant, and a few women did get pregnant. I don't know if it's because of my tips, but they got pregnant. So it interests me. Even interested in I even read books on how to choose the gender of your child, and whether or not that really works, who knows? I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think God is always in control, but there's also science behind it. So I'd like to incorporate that into my practice. And of course, disclaimer, don't get upset if it's a boy when you wanted a girl, but this is just something that, I've read about, and based upon the X and the Y sperm, the time of ovulation, things of that nature. So I expect to learn a lot, and I'm excited. It's something I'm interested in. I'm a forever student. So I enjoy classes. And okay, so fun stuff. Fun stuff about me. So I am the mother of three. They're my children, but they're not children anymore. My oldest is 23 years old, which I mentioned earlier. Her name is Ronnie, and she graduated from Grand Canyon University last year with a major in marketing and a minor in entrepreneurship. So she's been my one of my inspirations as far as being an entrepreneur, because I was raised during a time where you're told to go to college, get a good job, work that job for the rest of your life, retire, and then you pretty much you're looking forward to death. And I no longer want to do that. Um, I want to be able to work for myself, enjoy what I do every day, and not have a 9 to 5 to be chained to. My second child is my daughter Dylan. She's 19 years old. We just took her back to school yesterday at San Diego State University. She had to come home her freshman year because of COVID. So she's now back, which I'm so excited for her to get the true college experience. Undergrad, I went to USC, University of Southern California, and I had a grand time. So I want her to experience that as well. I have lifelong friends from college that I'm still very close to, so I want the same for her. My last child, my son, is 18. My younger two are 14 months apart. He just graduated from high school, and he is now in St. George, Utah, at Dixie State University playing football. He's on the football team, and so I'm so excited for him. They both start class on Monday, but he's been in St. George for about 3 weeks because the football team had to be there early to start practice. So I'm very proud of my children, and that's my fun fact. And well, I guess that's not fun. That's just that's just me. Fun fact is I'm a huge Prince fan, but I'm older than you, so I don't know if you really know too much about Prince. But he was the GOAT, greatest of all time, true icon. I've loved him since I was 13. His death hit me really, really hard, really, really hard, harder than actually someone I've known and knew, real people. And this was someone I had never met, and it affected me tremendously. Um, but I've been to his home. It's a museum now in Chanhassen, Minnesota, and I spent 5 days there taking tours and anything and everything Prince related. And because I'm such a huge fan, I'm going back again in September next month for my birthday. My birthday's October 2nd, but this time a friend of mine is going with me. I went by myself the first time. Um, so we're going to go do the Prince thing again. So excited for that. So I think those are my fun facts. So anyway, really nice getting to know you. I'm looking forward to the class. And I will be uploading this now, and I'm going to be purchasing my books. So I hope to get them in the next couple of days so we can dive in. All right.